Hello, everybody. We are here watching the top 16 tournament of the Marchesa 2020. We are in, I believe, game room number 1. So this is the first pod. All right. I believe we are in the third turn, so that's pretty cool. We are currently watching Tuvasa deck. That's pretty spicy versus Najeela versus Thrasios Tymna and Thrasios Tymna, which is not necessarily unexpected. Bird's Paradise out of Taminin. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see if... I can jump into a voice chat. All right, this should allow us to hear what the players are saying, which is pretty cool. All right, seems Najeela's doing Najeela's thing. Although we seem to have a copy of... Oh, that's Chicky using Najeela's commander damage, so that's them taking that. All right, now we should be
Fishing
getting...
definitely sounds.
You can have the...
Yeah.
We should be getting audio from the
I lost
stream.
an intro.
Sweet.
Yep.
I get... Who's in the spirit?
You are.
You are.
Yep.
Cast a Grand Polisher.
That's not good.
It blocks Najeela. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Noble Hierarch.
Nope. Definitely doesn't block Najeela. Huh.
I don't have anything for this.
Interesting.
Let me fix
Can't
my
win
speakers
this
here.
turn because of the Torpor Orb, but it's gonna have to be dealt with. I'll respond to it.
Okay.
All right. So right now, we're watching a Notion Thief in response to the study. This is pretty cool, everybody. Very excited to be here. Once again, everybody, we are live at the Marchesa 2020 tournament. Let me make sure these levels are... make sure you can hear me as well as you can hear them. All right. Great. All right, so right now we are going to Sick Robot's turn. This is the 4th turn in the game. Once again, round number 1 of the top 16. This is game room number 1. It's pretty cool stuff, everybody. Players reacting right now to the Grand Abolisher on the field. Obviously a very tense situation for anyone playing CEDH. All right. It seems... the players are going back and forth, kind of talking about the Grand Abolisher on the battlefield. There seems to be all right. Some pretty crazy stuff happening right now, but right now we're just locked up. Oh, we see a Diabolic Intent sacking. It appears to be Thrasios. Oh, the players are asking if they can clear up the board a little bit, which is probably going to help with a lot of confusion. All right, there's a lot happening on the board here right now. So now we're going to be going to Taminen's turn, and Taminen is just playing their land for turn. The players are currently discussing how they are dealing with the active stacks on the battlefield. There seems to be some debate about whose stacks is apparently more effective. All right, Tuvasa is being cast now. This is definitely interesting, seeing as the stacks is one-sided on this battlefield. The players asking whether they should be worried about this, and Sick Robot replying with a definite yes. So, okay. Ooh, follow up with a curiosity. Tuvasa trigger. They have not quite said what they are targeting with the curiosity. Oh, seems Sick Robot has a response, and he's flashing in response. Very interesting. And this is a flash with a Torpor Orb on the battlefield, so I'm very curious as to what he could be possibly going for right now. His opponent has just asked him if he would like to admit what he was getting with the flash, and this would be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens while this flash resolves. I believe it's Deco's priority at the moment. I don't know if he's drawn off of his Mystic Remora, but we'll see how they react to that. the The players are definitely going back and forth about whether to counter the flash. Oh, it's being Flusterstorm. The storm on that is 3. I believe he said Fluster for 4, so I believe that means his storm is 3. Oh, and it has triggered the... So the Tuvasa trigger allows him to draw, but the Notion Thief is stealing that draw right now. Very cool, everybody. Very cool. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening right now. And Curiosity is the one card that Taminen can cast this turn that is a non-creature card. So that's pretty interesting. We still seem to be on Taminen's turn, his first main phase. All right, the players are deciding what to do next. All right. Oh, moving to Oh, we have switched over to Deco's turn. I guess I missed that one. Nagila's making some tokens. And they have yet to declare where everything is going. Sick Robot's now trying to convince the Deco that they will not block with Grand Abolisher, and it is a bluff. Ooh, everything's going at Chalky. CH8. Yeah, I'm going to call him Chalky for now. And Grand Abolisher is, in fact, blocking the Nagila. It was not an empty threat. The players are freaking out a little bit on this one. Great, great, great. This looks like it could really be an interesting game. Just checking my audio levels there. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay. Ooh, there is, in response, a snap targeting the Grand Abolisher. Very interesting. Oh, Sick Robot now has a response, dispelling the snap. Very cool. This is a 3-player stack we have going on right now. Now everybody has used. The players are currently arguing right now about what's happening on the stack right now. So they've each cast their one non-creature spell. Sick Robot's explaining his line. Okay, we seem to have had that resolved. So Najila was in fact blocked by the Grand Abolisher when the snap was countered. Oh, there seems to be... Oh, they are marking how many times Najila has been cast in the command zone, just to clarify some things. Okay, and now we are heading over to Chaki's turn. Oh, drawing a card, heading over to their main phase. A resounding wow, which, by the tone of the player, I would assume not good. Does not seem to be something they are excited about. It's a very communicative game. These players are really talking to one another, really sharing their opinions on the plays. Very politic heavy game. The players are discussing how Notion Thief is affecting the board at the current moment, discussing whether it's more scary than it is effective, kind of keeping people in check. The other players are not quite happy about it. There's a very complicated situation going on right here. Sick describing that Notion Thief is good in the mirror, and probably why he's running the card. All right, there's a bit of inaction at the current moment, but we'll see what happens next. Okay, wow, Chucky's going right to their cleanup step. All right, switching over to Sick Robot's turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Love it. And first main. Just playing their land for turn. Now, this is a very interesting situation because Flash is already countered for Sick, and there's definitely a lot of tension, especially with Chucky's mana up right now. He's asking for any responses, trying to bait out an even mind sensor. Interested to see what his win conditions are now that his Flash has been countered. All right, 3 mana. He's casting Timno. Makes perfect sense. Especially with one player completely tapped. They're, 6 going to attacks right now. Thrasios and Notion Thief. Thrasios is going at Chalky, and Notion Thief is going at Deco. Oh, they're talking about using Forbidden Orchard to create a spirit so that Deco can block the Notion Thief. Sick is not pleased. He did not think that his opponent would go through with this. Interesting. Oh, Notion Thief. Oh, talking to Deco about whether they are... Yep, Deco says it's better than just you drawing cards, and I happen to agree. Timna trigger on the stack. Lose 1, draw 1. Chalky took the damage, and Deco did block the Notion Thief. Mana Crypt is coming out. Oh, no reminder from the study. Missed that Rhystic Study trigger right there. You see Sick Robot annotating ow for odds. Oh, Worldly Tutor on the stack. Chalky's once again missing this Rhystic Study. Wow. I'm thinking players deliberating about the Whirly Tour, and unless I'm missing something, I think he's missing all of these Ristic Study triggers, which is obviously not great. Ooh, Destiny Spinners going to the top of the library. Very interesting. This Tuvasa deck definitely has some spicier options. All right. Tamanent going to their turn. Drawing their card for turn. All right. Very interested to see the win conditions in this deck because I have not seen the deck list. Oh, Destiny Spinner is on the stack. Tuvasa is getting a trigger. Oh, finally, we have a Ristic Study reminder. There we go. Paying the 1. Hey, look at that. Thank you to someone in chat for telling me to go full screen. All right. Let me just check up on live chat right now. Let me minimize this. Chat, if you want to throw something up here, please feel free to tell me. I was just told by someone in our Patreon. Of course, the other options are right next to the end stream button. That's very awkward. Okay. All right, we have Tuvasa, the 5/5, swinging at Chicky, about to add another commander to the commander damage page they got going on right now. Let me put this back on. Nope, back on full screen. There we go. I will try and minimize this as much as possible so we're getting a real view of what's happening in this game. The players are really debating whether they want Tuvasa to connect. Very interesting. Tuvasa seems to be connecting. Yep. And draw off Curiosity. All right, we are in. Najila's coming back down again. All right. You know, sometimes it's you just got to go for the straightforward option, right? Najila seems to be resolving. And once again, I think that's another trigger we've missed off Ristic Study. Man, Chucky's really suffering from a lack of attention in this part. Ooh, players commenting on the fact that there are some missed triggers right now. All right, big beats coming in. And sending it over to Chucky's turn. Oh, but there's a response. Seems to be something happening at the moment. Players debating whether they would like to respond. All right, we have people still debating kind of what's happening at the current moment. Oh, Soul Ring is coming, and now we have a battle of opposing Ristic Studies. Tamanin reminding everyone about Deafening Silence and its effects on the board. 5 mana coming down. Oh, I don't see where the spirit's going. Oh, 6 mana. 7 mana. What is being cast currently? Oh, a hard cast Protean Hulk, ladies and gentlemen. That's spicy. What a spicy, spicy moment. All right, we've got a hard cast Protean Hulk. That's wild. Just tagging everybody on Discord right now that I am currently live. So anyone who wants to watch can jump on in. And throwing it back in full screen. Great. All right. We have Sick and tapping. Losing 3 life there from the Mana Crypt trigger. Drawing. Now, it's pretty crazy because Sick actually went 3-0 to get up to this top 16. So, definitely the player to watch at this current time. Thinking about what they are doing at the current moment. Because it is a live tournament, we do not have access to hands. So, it's definitely a diminished view of what we can really get there. So, obviously, anyone at home would be able to use that information in a way that is not exactly appropriate. So that's why the tournament moderators have decided that no one, even people like myself who are commentating, are going to be getting the live views. All right, Sick, go and make his play. Four mana. Deciding not to tap the mana in the way they had before, and instead cracking Marsh Flats. Grabbing an Underground Sea. Deco comments that there might be another hard cast Protean Hulk. Oh, wow, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a second hard cast Protean Hulk. What a game. This is fantastic. Everyone is actually being able to draw off of the Protean Hulk and holding up mana potentially for a kill spell. So I wonder if Sick has something to use. We'll see. And Deco commenting, thank God Diabolic Intent was already used. That was the first thing we saw when we jumped in. Oh, seems that both are being paid to cast Jace Wielder Mysteries. Opponent asked if it was a value Jace. That's funny. Deco is milling a Silence in a Neo form, and Sick is going to draw. Sick claiming that Deco was a good target, and Deco confirming because he does not use the graveyard. All right, just cracking a land. It seems like this is the kind of board state that Tuvasa's kind of attempting to push for. So the fact that the other players are hard casting Protean Hulks and not going for their other game plans is definitely good. Deco lamenting the fact that they are stuck on lands, and it's pretty easy to see why. I mean, it's a rough situation. All right, Tamnin heading to combat. Sending Tuvasa right at Deco. Oof, that's a big hit. Definitely will not block that. Deco claiming not to be on ad nauseum. Just to get the draw there from curiosity. Second main phase. See what's happening. White, white. Green, white. Okay. Humility. Wow, that's a twist I did not see coming. Players lamenting this play. Oh, wow. Did not expect to see a humility come down. Claiming to be casting their generic 1/1. Nice. Yeah. Everyone trying to figure out exactly what's happening with humility. Very interesting. What a strange game to be watching right now. All right, over to Deco's turn. Players confirming whether the Hulk trigger is stopped by humility. Oh, well, Nature's Claim immediately coming down to Okay. Both Ristic studies are paid. Yep. All right. It seems the players are letting it happen. So, short-lived humility lockdown. All right, let's see what's happening here. We are still in Deco's first main phase, and I have a feeling there's some warrior beats coming in right about now. All right, this Legion of leaving one warrior back, which is rather peculiar. We seem to have lost. Oh, Najila and the one defending warrior are down with the rest of the cards. Very interesting deck to be playing. Wow, Deco does not want that Chase Wielder Mysteries there. There are 3 blocks happening, one with Thrasios, one with Timna, and one with Protean Hulk. And then Jace is leaving the battlefield. So Deco being done with that is just skipping right to the end step. Okay, untapping. Draw. First main phase for Chicky. Once again, not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. It sounds like one of the players just has a wind chime in the background. I don't know what that could be. All right. Sorry if you heard my mic get snacked there a second ago. Just moving it closer to me. All right, we are in Chucky's first main phase. I haven't heard anything from them, so I wonder what they're doing. The response was, I miss lands. Okay. I believe that was from Deco, though. All right, Chucky really in the tank right now. Deco definitely... Oh, Chicky. Chicky is apparently how it's pronounced. Sick robot prompting Chicky to swing his Hulk into his Hulk and have a little Hulk trade. Oh, it seems like there may be a diabolic intent according to when the player is coming down in a moment. Okay. There is a diabolic intent on the stack, not paying the one for Ristic Study, so Tamanin is drawing. Protean Hulk is being sacrificed. The Protean Hulk trigger is on the stack at this moment. It seems like maybe Labman might be on the way. Okay. It's Six's turn to respond. I don't know where we are in priority order because they're kind of arguing at the moment. It seems like the players are debating. Sick is passing priority. All right. Players debating about whether they're doing, and it seems like Chicky is officially looking through their library. So Protean Hulk trigger has resolved. I'm assuming this is a Labman pile because there's no way that a Thassa's Oracle pile can win right now. So I'm assuming they are getting a Labman, maybe the breakfast pile, and then with the tutor a way to draw, maybe? Players apart from Chicky are debating whether they can get out of this. Labman's coming down. Okay, that's 3 of the 6 mana. Nomads. Okay, so it's the breakfast pile like I thought. Unless Cephalid Illusionist is already in hand. What is... Okay, and Cephalid Illusionist. Sure. I didn't know why that took so long. So we're back to Diabolic Intent on the stack. Players are disturbingly quiet in this moment. Sick Robot passing priority. Oh, Chicky is getting to search. Okay. Not how I thought this was going to be going. Interesting scenario. So, because that Deafening Silence is on the table, even if Chicky does get a draw effect, we are not going to see it until Sick's turn. Sick has made mention to his opponents that they just need to remove a spell. Well, it seems Chicky is not sure as to what they are going to be getting from their library, telling his opponents they may need a moment. Okay, card has gone to hand. Diabolic Intent is in the graveyard, and let's see where we go. The response we're hearing from Chicky at the moment is whether they should be milling themselves now or milling themselves on their upkeep. Question is, do I play around Trickbind? Answer, yes, I do. Chicky is establishing the loop of Nomads and Chorus Cephalid Illusionist and is intending to mill their entire library. Very interesting. Okay. I'm quite interested in the fact that they are really just going for broke at the moment. So definitely seems like they tutor for Brainstorm. Sick is kind of... Ooh! What was that? Never seen Trice do that. All right, we are... Ooh, upkeep in response to the Mana Crypt trigger, it seems. Chicky's going for it. What does everybody have? 6 priority. Wow, this is very intense. Thrasios is being activated with Bloom Tender. Not pressing priority, inquiring as to whether opponents have anything. Paying the 1 for the Rhystic Study. That's a delayed sort of moment on the trigger there, now that that's resolved. Sick is not passing priority, asking if his opponents have anything. Deco says they may be helpful, but not sure. Sick is activating Thrasios once again. Okay. Limduel's Vault being thrown to the top. Limduel's Vault going to the hand. Wonder if it's going to be cast right now. 4 mana. Activating Thrasios again. Okay, clearly digging for something else right now. So Soul Rings into the hand. And passing priority. Wow, nothing. Tamanin, a hard pass priority. Deco, it's up to you. Pyroblast, nice. Targeting Brainstorm. Oh, no, targeting the Laboratory Maniac. Yeah, this could be GG's for Chicky. They paid for the 1 for Chicky Study and not Taminins. Okay. Very interesting. Does Chicky have the answer here? Saying that Deafening Silence is killing them. It seems like it will literally be killing them at the moment. And Sick just got a ton of value for doing nothing in that response. I mean, just activating Thrasios 4 times. Labman seems like it will be beefing it pretty soon. Oh. Chicky asking if anyone has responses to Brainstorm. And Chicky has left the building. Out of the top 16 for this is a single elimination. So that's the end of Chicky in this tournament. Main phase 1 for Sick Robot. We're back there. Sorry it's in this terrible 3-player configuration. That's just what Cockatrice does at these times. Alright, it's first main. Sick thinking about what their play is going to be. They have 2 mana still, which is interesting. Oh, land for turn, so up to 3. And 3 good lands as they are. They each are able to tap for, 3 good mana sources. Because we have Birds and Command Tower, and Exotic Orchard is tapping for all 4 of the relevant colors. I mean, 5 really, but I don't think Sick needs to be making red mana anytime soon. Deco being asked by Sick Robot if they know how Tamanan wins. So definitely, once again, the theory we've talked about being a wild card here, paying off. Oh, Judge Call. Judge is asking if they can talk to a dead player. The judge is responding right now. Okay. Interesting. So the judge is officially ruling that information held by a player that has left the game, i.e. lost, is no longer communicable. Now Sick is asking if they are asked. So Sick is trying to phrase it to the judge as to whether they can get meta information about. The judge is getting a second opinion right now, guys. A second opinion is being acquired by the judge. So, sorry if I went quiet there for a second. This is sort of developing in my ears as we speak. So, what's happening is Sick Robot is inquiring to a judge right now as to whether he can consult the 4th player, Chicky, who is currently out of the game, as to whether they have any information, considered meta information, about Tamanan's deck. So we're trying to figure out what the win con of that deck could possibly be. Sick is curious about if there's any specific win cons he should be playing around. Deco has no idea, and it seems like Sick doesn't either. They're hoping that Chicky has anything. Sick saying not really concerned about Tamanan with the current board state, but the fear of the unknown seems to be dominating the play. So the judge is out right now getting a second opinion. Oh, the board's shifting. Don't know what that's about. Probably just Tamanan clearing things up. We find ourselves in a very interesting spot right now in the... Oh, judge is ruling. They are not allowed to consult with a dead player. The dead player is technically, according to game state, considered outside assistance and therefore cannot assist them with their current plays. And if I were the dead player, to be honest, I wouldn't offer that advice even to begin with because you have nothing to gain from it. And if anything, if I was Tammin and the dead player being Chicky at the time revealed information about my deck, I think I would be a little upset about it. So I'm glad the judge ruled in that way, and obviously it aligns with game policies that we have already. Okay, so with that information, Sick seems to be stepping out of the room for a moment. Okay. Didn't really. Yeah, it seems like they're asking. Taminin is waiting to take their turn. I assume this is any sort of human reason to pop in or pop out. So 6 end step is where we are currently paused. Very cool. Very interesting game so far. I've never seen 2 hard cast Protean Hulks, and seeing someone go for that Labman win is definitely interesting. I personally cut Labman from my list, and a couple times today I was regretting it. I was on Sushi Hulk, so clearly doing something right for both of these players because they both seem to know that those lines are available based on the conversations they were talking about earlier with the torpor orb on the field. For all those who did not check my Discord out earlier, made top 21. So very close, just out of the top 16. Sick is passing priority in his end step, and we are going to Taminin's turn. Taminin untaps. For some reason, not untapping to Vasa. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Oh, seems that something on the UI has frozen. That would explain sort of the strange phenomena happening at the moment. Okay. 7 cards in hand in their first main phase. Tuvasa, finally being untapped. Thank goodness. It seems that the server on Taminin's end is getting a little overwhelmed, which makes sense. There's a lot of stuff happening on this board state, especially with Warriors for Days. Okay, we have 2 mana being tapped right now. Deco says beats may be a valid win con. Ooh, another enchantment coming down for Tuvasa. Responses to Verity Circle. The draw trigger is coming off Tuvasa because Tuvasa draws for the first enchantment cast each turn. Verity Circle seems to be resolving. That's really bad for Sick Robot's deck. Seems that he really relies on Thrasios. So, being hit by that is not great. Ooh, a lot of mana being tapped right now. The circle is being used to tap down Deco's Warrior. Very interesting. I hope they do update at some point that we do have another enchantment on the field, and Tuvasa has an increased power. It seems they did not draw off of the Verity Circle tap, which is another punt, so that's a little rough. Oh, it seems Deco's taken another 6. And the Curiosity draw isn't missed, so that's good at least. Taminin running a very unique list right now. I'm very excited to see the deck list after this. As I said, Sick Robot's the person to watch coming into this round, as they were undefeated in the Swiss. So going 3-0 and no more games was the most impressive record we had. I believe there was one other player who had the same thing. Oh, hey, we finally have a land for Deco. That's good. Deco is stressing out about these lands a little bit. So it's good to see they finally got one. I mean, luckily the warrior militia on the Najeela side is going strong. However, this is only their 4th mana source, and if you know anything about the Najeela deck, it needs at least 5 colors to combo off. Whether that can be cheated a little bit with other stuff in the battlefield, who knows? But right now, we're looking at seeing a long time to really search the library. I'm very curious as to what the debate is. Thinking. Of course, we kind of figured that one out. All right. Grabbing a Savannah from the library. Very interesting. The board state getting moved around a little bit, cleared up. Very curious as to what's in Deco's mind right now, whether they're going for it, whether they can really try and power these out, because it feels like Taminin is really gaining control of this game. So the longer we take in it, the longer, decks like Najila and Sushi Hulk are not going to be favored. Tamanen's really starting to lock these boards down. It seems that 2 warriors are being held back. Very interesting. And we may be going to warrior beats time, starting combat. I assume these warriors are getting cloned. Players passing priority. I'm very curious as to where this goes. I feel like you go at Tamanen here. That would be my opinion. But, well, I guess on the other hand, Sick is playing a life-based deck, so yeah, I guess it's probably the smarter choice. Sick is... Oh. Just to clarify, all warriors are going at Sick Robot. Sick has declared that each of his non-Birds of Paradise blockers will be blocking a warrior, gaining 2 life from Timna, and then taking the other 9 damage. Okay. We should be at the damage step, but I assume Deco's just thinking right now we should be going to the second main phase. However, we may still be in combat? I'm not sure. Tropical Island being tapped. Okay, I guess we're in second main. Deciding whether to pay the Ristic Study trigger at the moment. Six suggesting very heavily that Deco does pay. No one else seems to be stopping Preordain. Tamanen very quiet in the voice chat. Very curious what's going on there. Deco looking at the top 2 with the Preordain. Still deciding on that scry. Obviously, when you get to this point of the game, we're an hour and 4 minutes in. Okay, puts a card from their library into their library. Thank you so much, Cockatrice. That was me in phase 2. Limduel's Vault being cast in the end step and the 1 being paid. Drawing off a Verity Circle. So, ironic. Should they have paid? Doesn't really matter. Got a definitive got him from Deco. Judge providing confidence that Limduel's Vault will be resolved correctly. Oh, first pile going away. Second pile going away. Third pile going away. Sick Robot signing distressed. Come on, deck. Come on, deck is the plea from Sick. I wonder if we are just getting... Let me check the graveyard. Yeah, we haven't seen an Oracle yet, but we know that's not going to enter the battlefield. So I wonder if Sick is maybe going for Labman Consultation and draw for Thrasios, probably. Very loud exclamation from Sick. They are going to keep this pile. They do not sound happy about it. So does not sound like that's where Sick wants to be. I'm curious as to if they are digging for that. I do not know if they have Labman in the deck. So, okay, so the 5 cards you see in front of you right now are being put aside so that the library can be shuffled, and then Sick will put them back on the appropriate order. They're in the right order. Okay, great. And Foothills is being cracked in response to going to Sick Robot's turn. Tamanen's thinking over which land they are trying to grab. Sick Robot's in a very precarious position, especially life total, feeling a lot of pressure from that Najila deck and the Mana Crypt. Tarnished Citadel in the mana base too, but luckily there's enough lands there that I don't think it's much of a problem. Temple Garden shocking down to 34 for Taminin. Untapping. I have a feeling a silence is coming? Maybe? Who knows? Taking 3 from Crypt. Oof. Drawing for turn. Rough place to be for Sick Robot right now. Prior to anything else, he says. Okay, land's just being fetched. Bayou coming out of the library. Tropical Island, Mana Crypt. Spellseeker being cast. Oh. Does Sick Robot remember that there is a Torpor Orb on the battlefield? They're deciding whether one is being paid for Rhystic Study, and it seems like it is. Oh, Torpor Orb suppressing the Spellseeker trigger. Sick seems to have forgotten about that. Very interesting. He does not, Sick Robot does not seem to be affected by that punt there, so maybe it wasn't? I don't know. Hard to tell. Okay, Llanowar is being cast. Wow, really in desperation mode. I thought that there was a win sort of looming over the end there, but it does not look good for Sick. Just passing the turn. Rough place to be. Especially because Thrasios mana is rather ineffective with a Verity Circle. I mean, you can get cards, but you don't want to be. All right, we are on the draw step of Taminin's turn. Okay. Seem to have some technical trouble drawing the card there. Gotta love cockatrice sometimes. First main phase. Where do we find ourselves? Sick inquiring whether Deco can actually deal with Tuvasa and the Destiny Spinner. Looking scary, says Sick. Smothering Tithe coming out of... That's... Drawing a card off Tuvasa. Getting scary here. That is passing through everyone's priority. That's resolving. I mean, nothing can be counted right now because of Destiny Spinner, so that would have to be removed. Oh, there's a 30-minute warning coming from the judge. Destiny Spinner really clouding up the board for Taminin's opponents. Really putting removal and counters on a really high demand. Going to combat. Oh, going right to end step. Very interesting. Not where I thought that was going to be. Claiming that Hulk is not the best blocker to be running into, and there's too many warriors to block. Deciding right now, Deco has drawn their card for turn, thinking about whether they are paying for the Smothering Tithe. I am so curious as to how Taminin's deck wins. It's driving me crazy. I think I would prefer to have my mana open, says Deco. As the one who's being pinched on mana the most, I think it makes a lot of sense. Find ourselves in Deco's first main phase. Will Warrior Beat smacking Sick Robot in the face be enough to take him out? Two Warriors coming up front. Very interesting spot. Deco's been really good about leaving blockers back and not falling into the trap of giving Tuvasa free card draw every turn, but where does that leave Deco now? Sick Robot's at 10. You know, with that Limdol's Vault, I thought that there was something a little spicier coming off the top, so kind of disappointed to see where we are. I have to assume when they were digging, they completely forgot about Spellseeker. Oh. Sick claiming that Deco needs to keep them alive to dig for answers to what Tamenin's doing. Sick claiming that overwhelming Taminin is the right move right now, and I definitely don't disagree. I mean, Sick Robot's at 10 life. All of his life-based win cons and things that allow him to draw. Ooh. Deco asking what Sick has in hand, and Sick saying not specifically willing to reveal that information. Deco says, I don't think I can stop you from winning. Sick saying, I can't win through the stacks at the moment, which is interesting because I don't know if they have a Laboratory Maniac in deck. It's a very interesting debate going back and forth. Oh, Sick pointing out that Destiny Spinner making a land makes trampling creatures. Yeah, very interesting, which is going to be really hard for them to block with trample. Huh. Wait. Trample and haste, yep. Oh, a reminder from the judge that Taminin has to discard to hand size. That is something that was very much missed. Thank you, Judge. Wow, what a swarm coming at Taminin. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Tuvasa has to block, right? Yeah, okay. And interesting to see if the Pilgrim trades here, too. 15 damage coming in at Taminin. 13 clarified by Deco. Okay, so it seems all the spirits, 5 warriors being removed from Deco's side, and all the spirits being removed from Taminin's. 13 damage. Rough. Deco just jumping right to the end step. All that mana open, very interesting. Thrasios being activated. Confused as to what Sick was just talking about right there, but Thrasios being activated. Verity Circle being missed again. Got the Smothering Tide trigger, but missing Verity Circle trigger. Oh, right. This is not a activation thing. So Bloom Tender is now. This is the second time Thrasios is being activated. Activating Weather Sick, revealing Flusterstorm. Will not pay the 2 for Smothering Tithe. Right, I have to remember that Verity Circle is not a Runic Armasaur. No responses, heading to Sick Robot's turn. Down to 7 life from that crypt. Cannot catch a break as far as life is concerned. In the draw step? Going to main 1. Okay. Seemed to have responses there. Not sure what that was about. Did not pay the 2 for Smothering Tithe. Activating Thrasios. Full desperation mode, it seems. Mystical Tutor being revealed. Deciding whether to pay 2 for the Smothering Tithe right now. Will pay the 2. Okay. Being stacked pretty heavily by Taminin's deck. I'm just curious as to what win con could come out of this. I mean, obviously, Sick Robot. Sick Robot asking if Deco could protect an attempt to wipe Taminen's board. Deco saying, if it's a Cyclonic Rift, you got another thing coming. So Sick said that is the only thing that could really deal with that, and Deco has said then it's not worth it. Deco says, Psych Rift is not something I am willing to protect here. Deco says, I have a pretty good board right now, which is true. Commanding position, I would say. Sick Robot arguing to protect the Cyclonic Rift here, and saying it's probably the right move. Deco saying that because Taminen is under his own deafening silence, still has no protection. So, interesting sort of thought process from the players here. All right, well, if you have Cyclonic Rift, I feel like holding it's just the best thing to do at the current moment, but Sick's really arguing for him to let this resolve. It has been cast yet, but the players are really debating about whether that is going to be let through. Oh, Taminen revealing information that there are, in fact, combos in the deck that have not been available. So I don't know if you want to reveal that information. Very interesting. Mystical Tutor being cast. Ristic Study tax being paid. Let's see what gets revealed here. I still think you go for the Cyclonic Rift. Although I don't know if it can make... Oh, yes, it can be cast now, but you give a lot of cards to Taminen by doing that. You tap the Birds, the Bloom Tender, and the Llanowar Elves. That is just a bad place to be. Just a bad, bad place to be. Oh, rough situation here for Sick Robot. Really stuck between a bunch of warriors and a stacks piece. Deco really claiming that Destiny Spinner's impact on the board is minimal in comparison to letting a Cyclonic Rift. Sick allowing the Cyclonic Rift to be put on top. As I said, kind of called it, but you really got to be ready to let Taminen draw cards. Sick saying, not really much more I can do here. Heading over to Taminen's turn. Taminen sounds like they are slapping their microphone. Upkeep. Draw. Great. I don't know why we're going so slowly through these phases. I think Taminen's having a lot of technical issues on their side. In phase 1, where do we find ourselves? Now, just so everyone at home knows, you did have to get a record of 2 and 3 or better in the Swiss. So for players like Sick Robots to have a 3-0, it's pretty impressive. So there's a wide variety of players in this top 16. Now, when you hear that from a 60-card format, you think to yourself, a 2 and 3 record doesn't sound that impressive. But when you realize that your average win percentage is 25% when playing CEDH, it makes sense. Let's see what is happening. Taminen just... Oh, animating a forest with Destiny Spinner. I wish they could put something on there to make it a little less blurry. A 7/7. Dear 6/6, I believe. Okay, yeah. Sick Robot thought it was a 7/7, but Tuvasa's innate power is what is representative there. Wow. Okay, so a 6/6 hasty trample forest ready to beat down. See where that goes. I'm assuming Deco. I mean, it seems like a safe bet. Wow, second one being animated. The beats are real, ladies and gentlemen. I assume because all of these dorks are tapped down that Tuvasa's land attackers right now are just going right at Deco. It has to be. Oh, and Tuvasa itself. Wow, right at Deco. That seems aggressive. I do not know that I would have. Yeah, of course you blocked Tuvasa with a 1-1 there. That seems super aggressive, Taminen. I think you're dead in the crackback. Because there are, I believe, 13 warriors? Oh, this seems like a huge pun on Taminen's side. Is there something in hand to deal with this? Taminen telling Deco that as soon as they die, Sick Robot goes off, so should be hesitant to do so. It seems like Deco's really in the commanding position here. Really forcing Deco's hand too, because you want to claim that Sick Robot goes off, and then you're showing Deco that you have these beaters that can't be stopped by these warriors. It's a rough position to be in, to be honest. Sick Robot saying that Deco's just going to hit the 5th color and everyone's going to die anyways, which is pretty funny. Taminen convinced that both players are losing. Let's see. 15 total warriors at the moment. So the bunch need to go at Sick. I don't think they're both dead here. They can't be both dead. So Deco's really got to decide which player he is knocking out of this tournament. Sick thinking about what's happening here. Deco going. Wait, what's happening? Oh, Deco is clarifying the amount of tokens here because there's a lot. Okay, warriors are being set to 24. I don't know if y'all can see it there, but the annotation on there says 24, although that's now been removed. Cyclonic Rift being thrown in Sick Robot's hand. Not the Flusterstorm. Hail Mary, Cyclonic Rift. What happens now? We have 2 Verity Circle triggers. Floating. Oh, so the Cyclonic Rift is being cast with the Verity Circle triggers on the stack. Negate being cast. Cyclonic Rift, Sick Robot out of this game. Now, it's the 2. Deco just wrapping it up. Can Taminen pull out the win here? It seems like there is 12 unblockable land damage probably coming in again. Not unblockable per se, but at least trampling. So I don't know what Deco has planned to really beat that. Sick Robot, one of the people to watch coming into this round, eliminated from the tournament. Big upset there for those. Words of Wind being cast. Very interesting. But let's let the people at home. Next time you would draw a card, each player returns a permanent they control to their hand, as I thought. Okay. Deco spending 2 mana to counter it. Oh, reminder that cannot be countered. Yes, it is a legal target, and therefore the action is not returned to the hand. Drown the Lock technically resolves, but the spell cannot be countered. Tuvasa trigger, drawing a card. And that is the only non-creature spell coming out of Deco, so this could be a very precarious situation. I'm surprised there's no Enchantress effects coming out of Taminen's deck right now. I would assume that was the combo with Words of Wind. Main phase 1, Taminen's still deciding what to do next. Very interesting. I believe Taminen did miss their Smothering Tide trigger going into Deco's turn. And the ones off of 6 activation of Thrasios. There's a lot of effects on that board, so understandably some do get missed. Oh, and the Ristic study. Wow, a lot to get a lot to get missed right there. Even with the drown in the lock. Oopsie daisies. Taminin, if you're ever hearing this, maybe make a counter on the Ristic study or something. I mean, the board state's definitely oppressive enough, and these players have been playing for 8 hours now, so exhaustions definitely gets you to a certain point. When you have a card like Ristic Study triggering off every action in the game, it does make sense that you start to miss these triggers over time. Very human. People miss it in their first game of the day, so it makes sense that you miss them in the top 16. Just a rough thing not to have another card in your hand. Animating a land. It is a 7/7. Deco confirming the power toughness. Although it doesn't seem like there's a second land coming, which is interesting because I thought Deco was going to be receiving the brunt of 2 land attacks. What does Taminin have here? Because it doesn't look like a lot. Everything coming at Deco. 2 warriors, 1 blocking Spinner, 1 blocking Tuvasa. Najeela really jumping in front of the forest with the Noble Hierarch, sure. So only 4 damage will be trampling through, it seems, unless there are effects by Taminin right now. Damage resolves. Okay, so Deco only taking 3. They should be taking 4 here. Oh, I hope one of the judges catch that they're taking 4. Deco claiming that Berserk was something they were scared for, so. Deco claiming in the very end, I'm not going to die to some random Berserk. That's great. Can Najeela be cast this turn, though? That's the real question. But although it doesn't seem like it really matters because 24 warriors. Oh, asking whether Smothering Tithe is being paid. It is. I think Deco's going on to the next round of this tournament, if I'd have to guess. Oh, Taminin says GG's. That is the end of Game 1 of Top 16. Ladies and gentlemen, Deco is moving on to the top 4. So, Taminin saying that had the Curiosity gone through, there was a combo in the waiting. Taminin was very close. Yeah, Deco saying that Tamanin's countering the Cyclonic Rift was probably a mistake in the very end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my coverage of the top 16 round. I will be covering the top 4 in just a bit of time. So whenever that starts, I'll be back on stream. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we will see you soon. Thanks for chiming in to a live stream of the top 16 Marchesa Tournament 2020. Let's go. Thank you for joining me of the CEDH cast. I will be back very, very soon.